is gonna kick our butt.
Alright guys, welcome to part 2 of multi-part series of this Black Diamond Trail here in Idaho. If you've watched part 1, appreciate you continuing the story with us. And if you haven't seen part 1, please go check part 1 out. Not as exciting as far as the trail goes, but it kind of lays the framework of how we got here and whatnot. And a little bit of background leading up to this trail. So to continue the detail here, this is part 2, obviously in a multi-part series of this Black Diamond Trail. This isn't the main trail for us for the day. It was just a section of a loop we created off of these maps from Bill Dart that label a lot of the single track here in Idaho by difficulty. So we made this loop. Every other part of this loop mostly was like a blue pentagon, so like maybe medium difficulty, I guess, with green being easy. This is a single black diamond. It starts out with a section of double black, and then later we saw the note that says AAA climb, and we discover what that actually means. But here it starts to get a little bit gnarly for us. This is definitely the most difficult part of our trail so far today. And you look at the dirt and it looks perfect, right? Chocolate cake, a little bit of moisture, and we should just be getting gobs of traction, but we both, my buddy and I up ahead, we were just struggling for traction. And as I'm rewatching the video, I can see so many times when I'm unloading the suspension and I should be sitting down and digging that rear tire into the dirt. But I think I was just afraid to spin. I don't like spinning on the trails and digging big holes, tire holes, because then it wrecks it for anyone else that wants to come through. The trail is already difficult. You don't need to make it even worse by digging a bunch of tire holes. And so I think that might be why I'm playing it extra cautious and safe, just as I'm digging a hole as I'm talking. I'm really trying not to, I promise, because that bugs me bad. When you go on a trail and you just see big tire holes, like if you're not moving, continuing to spin the tire isn't going to help you, right? That's what I want to tell everyone. So I try and get traction, and if I'm not, I stop and reevaluate and reposition the tire. If nothing else, pick it up and move it to a better line. But I just crushed my bar end there. But that's what it's for, right? So anyway, trying to get traction. I should put more weight on the rear tire. Both of us are running the Tusk Recon Hybrid, which we've actually really liked. It's had great traction, great tire wear, and both of us are running tubeless at about 6 to 7 psi. In hindsight, we probably should have dropped that down to maybe 4 to 5 psi of pressure in the rear, just to help us really grab these rocks and kind of, cup them and get above them. But we were just spinning, and so we finally made it out, crushed my bar end, no big deal, that's what it's there for, right? But I have since, this video, I have since put full wrap hand guards on. It's the second time I've crushed that bar end, and they're kind of expensive. You'd think you'd be able to just buy the plastic piece. I'm a little disappointed in Cycra for that.
We thought that had been our double black diamond section. It was not.
But you can't just buy the plastic piece. You have to buy the whole bar end again, and like $20. I'm like, I've already fixed it with epoxy and some fiberglass cloth, and I just smashed it again. I don't want to keep buying the bar end. So for these kind of trails that we like to do, mostly it's better to have the full wraps and have the protection anyway. But so yeah, I this is how naive I was. I genuinely thought that might have been our double black section because it just was tricky. And I'm an idiot. That's not, it wasn't even, no, it wasn't. We'll just say that. It's still to come. That was just a tricky climb. And so it's, the good stuff is yet to come. More to the story in the later parts of the video. But and I talk about this in part 1, so forgive the redundance, but there may be those out there who haven't seen part 1. I'm just really tired to this point. I was tired when we started the Black Diamond this Black Diamond Trail leading up to it, right? The blue labeled trails getting here, there was trickier sections than you would expect from a blue labeled trail. We've done plenty of blue labeled trails. In fact, that's probably mostly what we do just because they're more common around here. But there was some pretty good exposure, some rockery, bouldery exposure, and I would almost say that it was approaching the black difficulty on those blue sections of trail. So I'm kind of gassed here, but most of it's due to a little bit of lack of fitness on my part. My buddy up ahead, he's just really in shape. He goes to the gym, and so he's got all that good kinds of energy. He was able to go to bed early. I think that's my problem here, is I'm only going on to like 4 or 5 hours of spotty sleep, and I think that's what's affecting me more than anything. So a word to the wise, to all those who go on difficult trail rides, make sure you get a good amount of sleep, as that's going to help you the most, because I'm gassed. I'm trying to stand up as much as I can. I love this kind of trail, but there's not a lot of risk of injury, but it's just tricky, slow, softball size, small kickball size boulders. You're clutching, you're balancing, kind of a trials feel. And I really enjoy these kind of trails, but you need to be on your feet to have success and attack on this kind of a trail, and I'm just sitting down so much. That's because I'm so gassed. I mean, there's a section coming up in the later parts where I'm literally holding my clutch with all 4 fingers, and my hand just starts to let go, and the clutch is coming out, and I tell my buddy, I'm like, I can't hold it, and so we had to take a break. I mean, and this is a hydraulic KTM clutch. They're not even that difficult to pull, but that's just where I was at, which is really unfortunate. So we're going to come back to this trail, and I want to do it when I have energy and I'm gassed, because I think I would be executing a lot of these sections cleaner. I was a little proud of myself with that one, not because I had major skill, but I wanted to go around that rock, but I saw it too late, and so I just charged over the middle of it, and it actually worked out pretty good. And I'm learning that more often than not, if you're on your feet especially, and you attack rocks that are reasonable in your path, that you have a better chance at getting over it and keeping straight line momentum and stability, rather than trying to zigzag where you can get caught, get slow, and then fall, or lose momentum and then you're digging in, things like that, if that makes sense. I got caught up on there were so many of those spiked branches sticking out from this log. But anyway, I look back and I want to go back and do it again, because I feel like I just let myself down in so many areas here. But appreciate you guys sticking around if you made it this far. I'm really doing my best to improve my video editing. I'm new to video editing, so please leave any comments, constructive criticism, good things, negative things, things that just are like, hey, you got to cut this out. Apparently on my last video on part 1, the music was not very good, based on the recommendation of family and friends, so I did more voiceover this time. Tell me if you like that. I'm not trying to be a YouTube celebrity. I just trying to throw some content out there for those that enjoy it. I know I'm always looking for good motorcycle videos to watch, and this area is just amazing here in Idaho, and if I can help any of you enjoy it like I get to, then why not, right? And we all can learn and grow from each other and from each other's awesome riding areas. So thanks for sticking around. Stay tuned to part 3. The story does continue and gets more interesting and gets better. And thanks for watching. Appreciate it.